Oh, I got one. All right, so it's a little ways later from the last video I did with Kevin from Catch and Cook, California. We did some mussel harvesting and made a good dish on the beach, and then inspired me to do it again. So that's what we're doing. Today we're gonna be making a Chapeno, hopefully with mussels, rock crab, and if we're lucky enough, a good fish. We're making our way down, and I'll talk to you guys a little more about it in a second. Okay, so first things first, we need to get out of the wind. The second thing is we're gonna go scout out this area because I haven't been here to harvest mussels, and I'm not sure if there's even any here. So we're gonna go check it out.
All you left me was a radio, and it goes like ooh, yeah, yeah. And it goes like ooh, yeah, yeah. When I press play, all I hear is you.
This is a nice little patch. I might get one or two good usable ones out of it, but it seems like it's been out of the water for a while. We want more that some that's close to the water. During this video, please excuse if the wind gets crazy. I haven't really bought a wind block for the camera. So today, like I said, the goal is to make a Chapeno out of the things that we're gonna forage for. That includes mussels, fish, and crab. The mussels, I think we have a little spot over there with a nice little conglomerate of them. There's not very many of them, but we don't need very many. And as we forage for them, we're gonna make sure to spread out where we're foraging, so we don't just demolish that one little ecosystem that we did find. Preferably, I'd like to find a lot larger bunch of them, so it wouldn't be impacting their little ecosystem as much as it would be now. But like I said, we're gonna take very few, and we're gonna take them sporadically through different areas. So before we came out here, we did do our due diligence, like I said in the last video, and we called the Biotoxin hotline. The reason we wanna do this is to avoid paralytic shellfish poisoning or domoic acid. This is a toxin that naturally happens in the ecosystem around my area. This toxin, when a human ingests it, can do a lot of damage to your body. A lot of people call it amnesic shellfish poisoning, and it can even paralyze you. So it's not really good stuff. You don't want it to happen to you. So what we do is we call the Biotoxin hotline. Should be about here right now. And we make sure that there's none of that red bloom or paralytic shellfish poisoning, PSP, in our area. The reason foraging for mussels can be a problem with this algae bloom is because mussels are bivalve creatures, which means they're like filter feeders. They take in water, they filter out what's in that water, they consume. That includes the red tide or paralytic shellfish poisoning, which is an algae bloom. This toxin can't be boiled off or cooked off. It'll remain inside of the mussel as you consume it, and that's where people have problems. Now, I haven't found a case of this for a very long time, but that doesn't mean it's not there. This crab snare that we have into the water and let sit and marinate for a while we collect some mussels. Hopefully once we're done collecting the mussels, something will be in the crab snare and we can add that to the pot. In the meantime, Katie's gonna be fishing. Hopefully she hooks up on a fish. If she doesn't, it's not the end of the world, but it would definitely make the dish better. So let's get some bait in that crab snare and go put it in the water to marinate. We got this crab snare and we got some line. That's all we need. Again, apologies for the wind if it's bad. We're gonna put some squid in here, attach it to this line, and throw it on in. Okay, hopefully that'll be enough to get a crab. We're gonna throw it in. All right, while that's doing its thing marinating, we're gonna go over here and harvest some of those mussels. I'll show you exactly how Kevin taught me to do it, and hopefully you'll learn a little something today. Throughout this video, I'll be dropping little tips and tricks. Whatever you take away from it, or if you learn something new, let me know in the comments below. It's super encouraging for me to hear that. Let's go. The tide's definitely coming in. It's getting a little windy, but here's our little spot of mussels. We're just gonna take a few from here, a little from over there, and a little from over there, and we'll get them ready for you. We're gonna take these little guys and we're just gonna put them back in here best we can to protect them. They'll get nice and big, add to this cluster, and hopefully grow big and strong. Okay, we got a couple from that patch. Time to move on to the next patch and get a couple more from there. Well, I'll tell you the truth, we're not finding a lot more mussels. We have 3 right now, but again, we didn't want to decimate that one little spot, so 3 will have to do unless we find more. Okay, we found a couple more, a good handful, and that's really all we need. So now we're gonna go back to that crab snare, check it out, see if we haven't gotten anything. Hopefully we have, but if we don't, it's not the end of the world. Really, the only thing you need for this Chapeno is mussels. Having fish and crab is a bonus. We'll take what we can get. Everything's a blessing out here.
And it goes like, ooh, yeah, yeah. When I press play, all I hear is you.
There it is, just relaxing. We have to be careful because the tide's coming in, so we can't keep it here for very long.
But I've only ever found that one floating around. I wish I could find one that's still attached.
Oh, I got one!
Well,
It's an eel!
first try.
Alright. Look at that monkey face prickleback, love.
Yay. That's really cool.
So this, if you guys don't know, is a monkey face prickleback eel. It's a mouthful, and they're very, very quick and excited. Almost hooked myself. But the monkey face prickleback eel isn't actually an eel, it's a fish. And they're very gooey and hard to process. Like I said, I don't know how to process them, which is a shame because I hear they're pretty good. So we're gonna unhook this guy and release him to live another day. Okay, we need to get him back in the water. Let him poking me. There he goes. Whew, that was crazy. That was the only second time I've ever caught one of those. I know it's super windy. I'm so sorry. Thank you for sticking with me for this long. Let's continue to try and catch a fish and possibly get a crab. Well, there's no giant crabs, but there are a lot of hermit crabs on it. Turban snail. Oh, no, it's a hermit crab. Not on the menu today, guys. Not today, but maybe another day. No. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but yeah, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be going down that. That's crazy. You can just park up there and walk down. To each their own, I suppose. Okay, so tide's definitely coming in. That's where we left our bags. Not the smartest thing to do on earth, but time to go. Still need to get some crabs. All right, it's been quite a while since that last video. We took those mussels, we brought them home, and we cooked them up. I don't know what happened. I can't really remember. I just really wasn't feeling it that day. So we came out here in between McCarricker and Fort Bragg. It is a blustering day, like super windy. It was raining all day yesterday, and if it's not raining, it's windy as all get out here on the Fort Bragg coast. A couple things I want to go over before we start cooking these mussels. I did go back out on the headlands here, collect a few. My goal originally was to catch a crab, maybe do some fishing. The ocean, like you can see, is like a washing machine. Fishing's out. Too dangerous to get too close. I wanted to catch a crab, but the area I'm at isn't really crabby. There's not a lot of crabs hanging out. We have our fishing license for the specific area that we're in right now, and we're ready to forage and eat. So without further ado, I'm gonna get my little camp stove out. Hopefully it's not so windy where we can't concentrate the flame on the pot. And we'll start making some Chapeno, and I'll show you guys how I do it right here on the beach.
Over the edge.
All right, the ingredients we have today: some white wine, it's a Chardonnay, an onion, some garlic, a can of petite diced tomatoes, no can opener, so we're gonna have to figure that out, and of course, a handful of mussels. We're gonna take these down to the tide pool, scrape them together, get all the barnacles off them, anything else. We're gonna leave the beards in them this time. Usually I'll take them out before I start cooking. We're gonna leave them in this time just to try it out. Kevin told me that it's a good little handhold and you can eat the mussel just like that. We're gonna give it a go. We got our pot set up along with our little camp stove. So let's keep going. Now, if I spent a little more time out there, I could have found more mussels. But I didn't want to demolish the little area that I was in. So I just picked what I needed. We're gonna wait till these mussels open up, and then we will be just about ready. Now this is a sad excuse for Chapeno. I get that. I really wanted the crab and the fish, but you can't have it all the time, so we're gonna do with what we have. We're gonna finish this up and we're gonna eat because we're starving. So I got behind these rocks because it was a little less windy, but it's taking a little longer than expected because the wind's coming in and hitting against that flame. We're gonna do our best to keep this in, all these mussels in this hot stew for as long as we can until they open up. All right, this looks about done. The mussels have opened up, it's boiled down. All that wine flavor is incorporated with that onion and garlic. Turn it off here and chow down. So I would be lying if I said this wasn't a little bit of a challenge. I'm gonna eat right out of the pot. I have bowls and plates, but this is a bowl, right? Let's try it. Hot, first of all, very hot. And spicy. That ghost pepper Carolina Reaper adds to that flavor. So over the past couple months I've gotten quite a few more subscribers, and I would like to sort of explain to you what this channel is and where it's going. So basically, my name's Frankie. I grew up on the Northern California coast here in Mendocino County in Fort Bragg. I love the outdoors, I love mushrooms, I love foraging, I love fishing. Over the past couple of years, I've learned an immense amount, a lot. And it has helped me get a clearer mind, a better mindset, be able to educate my son on the outdoors, what he can eat, what he can't, teach him about the flora and fauna. I originally started this YouTube channel just to do fishing, but I quickly learned, oh, that was a big piece of garlic, that was good. And I quickly learned that I love to teach, especially about something that I'm passionate about, like the outdoors and foraging. So that's the goal, teach. And at the same time, learn. I'll never stop learning. Nobody should ever stop learning. Turns out, something I'm pretty passionate about. So, no matter where you're watching from, if you happen to pass through my area, hit me up on Instagram or my email, lostcoastliving@gmail.com, and let's go fishing together. Let's forage for some mushrooms. Let's do some catch and cooks. Just for fun. Let's go out, make new friends, learn something new every time. Hopefully I taught you something about the red tide or how to cook the mussels. When to go out, low tide, best bet, especially for mussels. Now it was a little windy today, but I was sitting inside with nothing better to do. Got into my head, and that was enough for me to get me outside, get my going. Now these have cooled down enough. Let's take a look inside one of these. There it is. Not the biggest thing in the world, but absolutely tasty as all get out. Some of these you crack them open and they are just the most vibrant orange, and some are more of a dull orange, but the brighter the orange, the better. And you won't find this in any restaurant, I guarantee it. So no matter the case, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for sticking around during my long talk rant things. Not even a rant, just long talk. And I hope you learned something new. So next time you're stuck in the house and you start to get on yourself about all the little things, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Have a good one. Clean Plate Club, or pan, hot, whatever you want to call it.